Town of Saratoga Town Board meeting is now in session. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, we can, I guess first on the agenda is to open the sealed bids for the town's insurance. Yep,
Well, we want to just move number 8 all the way up.
we can do that. Do you want to do that first and then open the bids?
I think we might as well, just
Okay.
that way he doesn't have to sit.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
All
I'm here all
right,
day.
Richard, we're gonna move you right up so you can get in and get out. How's that sound? All right, Richard, I think the last time we talked, you were going to contact some mobile home parks and see if you can make arrangements to get your mobile home moved into a park. How did that help? I mean, were you able to do that?
Well, it's, again, it's the winter. Everything's frozen. I need even my backhoe.
Yeah, but they move mobile homes in the winter, but did you find anybody to
I
move it, or
understand
did you
that.
find a mobile home park to take
I
it?
can
Or
move it.
or who did you talk to?
I talked to a lot of people. I talked to
Well,
Nate.
we needed specific information. We asked you for specifics tonight.
I talked to every mobile home park, I think, in Wisconsin Rapids. Because you put out that 2-year rule.
Okay.
No one wants it. They don't want a
The
problem.
rule is that nobody's gonna take it unless I put that out there. Not in Saratoga. You can't move that old of a mobile home into a park in
Even if
Saratoga.
I give it to them and pay them rent to live in my own house.
Yeah,
They don't want it because then in 2 years, they're gonna have to get rid of it or have to deal with it back
or you
then.
have to move it out. That was the deal. I told you that before. So what
I don't understand.
what determination have you
Look,
come?
and listen, don't get loud with me or I'll walk out and you do what you gotta do. I have complied with you every step of the way since you were a building inspector. When you told me to get rid of the container, you called me and you said, listen, Richard, you got 2 things to do. Get rid of the shipping container and keep your trailer house to live in, or get rid of the trailer and keep the shipping container.
No, I never gave you that
And
option.
there was a certain amount of time I had to do that in.
No, I never
See, you
gave you
keep
that
saying
option.
that. When we were in your office the other day, when I told the other boards, when you weren't here.
Okay, Richard, let's
You
get
told
past
me if I
this.
got a building permit.
No, I didn't.
You did. When I come in and I said, my lawyer said I have to stop, or I'm gonna lose whatever I add to that property.
I told you to get a
I
building
come
permit to
into
build
your
that
office
cabin
I
and
said,
get
I got a
going.
problem. That's right after me and this gentleman, he said September. At the end of September, I wanna see some concrete put in the ground.
Okay, Richard, we've talked about this and talked about it and talked about it. So the idea is, what are you gonna do to get that mobile home
How am I
off that
supposed to move
property?
it in the middle of January?
The same way anybody else would.
Come on.
What do you want me to tell you, Richard?
I don't know, but it's not like I did this on purpose to get in this kind of trouble with it.
Well, you've
This
had
is a
4
dream of mine
years.
that I'm gonna end up giving up because of this.
Richard, what was the original, when you came last month, when was it that you
I
were?
was supposed to get blueprints and be ready,
No, just listen to me
do a
before you,
building permit for
listen
the
before you
home.
respond. When was it that you asked to get to in the year before?
June.
June. Okay, calling around, what was your rental?
I even went to the trailer parks and talked to the people.
I understand.
And I would be better off to rent one of their
Okay.
trailers or buy one that's already on their lot and
Okay.
dispose of mine.
What did you get for a rental cost for a site?
For anywhere between $675 and $1,000. I got one.
Just for the
trailer
rental on the
18
site?
At the campground,
Or does that include the rental on the,
The rental on the unit,
okay,
$400 for, lot rent and whatever else they, garbage and whatever else, and then electric and gas is separate.
so it's $400 for lot rent?
Mhm.
Okay.
And here's.
I'm gonna make a motion, I don't know if it'll go through.
But here's my thing. What's the difference if I pick the trailer up where it's at now, in the middle of 40-acre forest, and take it into town and put it in the same township as Saratoga, and then I'm granted 2 more years.
Are you asking me or asking?
That's what it
Well,
was
if you're
said, that
taking
I
it
take
to a mobile home park,
I can
those
have
are
it for 2
permitted
more
for
years.
mobile homes.
Huh?
Those are permitted for mobile homes, they're licensed for mobile homes, they have zoning for mobile homes.
Right.
That's the difference, your property is not zoned for mobile homes.
But what permit did I buy to have it there even for the first year? There was a
I
manufactured
don't believe it was
temporary
permitted, it was a
permit.
grant.
Yeah,
We
but
granted.
it wasn't.
I think they
permitted.
granted permission, they were trying to do you a favor and give you the ability to help you start building your house.
We granted you permission to stay in that trailer, even though it was moved in prior to authorization. We waived that, we forgot
Okay,
about
so
it.
you were on the board then?
Yes.
Then it was either I get rid of the shipping container, keep
And I
the
don't-
mobile home, or get rid of the mobile home, keep the shipping container, or get rid of it all.
And I don't remember the specifics about the shipping container. I just know
When I had to get back.
the shipping
was there-
container, we don't allow shipping containers, storage containers, and we don't allow mobile homes. So we didn't allow either one, but we granted you, we let it slide, basically. Because we knew that you were gonna plan on building and,
I still am.
well, we gave you a X amount of time, I believe twice, and that's where we're at. You never got a permit to have either one, we just let you have it. And I believe it was in the
Well, I
time
come
frame.
in that following Saturday because this meeting, I was in Indiana unloading a load of potatoes.
Just looked like it was
When the phone
sliding.
call come in, and all of a sudden we're having a meeting on that Wednesday instead of 3 weeks down the road when it was planned for it.
I don't remember the dates of the meetings or anything like that, I just know that there
I
wasn't.
couldn't get to the board meeting because I was in Indiana.
Did we discuss it at the next meeting then?
What's that?
Did we discuss it at the next meeting then?
No, I met Lorelei that Saturday here
After you-
and wrote out some checks and got some stuff settled.
Wrote out some checks when I was here.
Yeah, you introduced me to the new building inspector.
I don't know of any checks that were wrote out.
Is there any, what do you have to
Did he
buy?
attempt to put
I mean,
in
there's no-
for a permit or something?
I don't know that. I'm not the building inspector, but you said that, during a meeting, you were told that you could do one or the other. You were sent a letter the day after the very first meeting, the day after. And it says, last night on October 20th, 2021, the town board determined that you would be allowed to live in the manufactured home located on Oak Street for 1 year. If substantial progress is shown by October 22nd, 2022, you could be granted an extension of time to finish the dwelling. If substantial progress is not made or an extension is not granted, will be asked to remove the manufactured home from the premises within an allotted time frame. If this is not done, a fine could be imposed of up to $100 per day. To be granted the above special exception, there will be certain conditions attached. A plot plan, a building plan, a signed special exemption application, a driveway permit application, if not already acquired, a manufactured home installation permit application, and an electrical permit application must be provided to the zoning administrator. A building permit, state allows 2 years for construction of a home, must be logged with the state of Wisconsin by April of 2022 or before if construction is to commence before then. Regarding your privately owned storage container, you stated to the town board you would remove it immediately, and the town board allowed you 30 days to remove the metal storage container.
Did I not do that?
But it doesn't sound like that was a give or take.
No,
That
no,
was-
no, but I did. I've been trying.
Okay, that's
Trying
fine.
to do
That's one-
everything I could since this has all started. I've never done nothing like this before. This is the first, but he can't be stupid, ignorance, all right, but.
Well, I believe at the last meeting, we had said that we would start imposing fines on a per day basis.
Well, how can I do this?
That is a
Can I
fact.
do that?
What if we get those fines until
Why can't
June
I get
where
you
they
like
are
month-to-month
affordable?
reports on what I'm doing and stuff like that, because there's things I got going here besides, there's just more than getting a trailer out or getting a trailer in another park or in another piece of, you know what I mean?
No,
Wow.
what I'm saying is, what if until June is when you had originally asked for us to kind of keep it there. I think we need to start imposing fines because that's what we had said we were going to do.
Can I have till June?
No,
Well, listen, how do
we
I-
already said the last
how do
meeting,
I
that's
get
not
it-
gonna happen.
How do I get something to rent? Where do I go?
If you will stop for a second and listen, what if we make those fines affordable until June?
Affordable.
Well, you said a lot rental is $400.
How about giving me a little time to get back on my feet?
We've
Get
given you
going
time.
again.
We have given you
I'm
time.
not back to work yet.
When are you getting back to work?
I'm trying as we speak. That's one of the things I talked about. You said take your camper to Sandy Beulah. I talked to Sandy Beulah. They're selling the Ponderosa Pines, and they're not letting anybody in there in the camp. You mentioned it. I
It was a
followed.
mention.
You mentioned it. I followed up on it. Is what I'm saying. I'm not blaming you for nothing.
But there's others.
But you cannot.
What if until June, we do $10 a day? That'll be about February 280, January would be 310. That'd be less than a lot rental. And then at the June meeting, that would go up. That would get you to June on an affordable amount. And
What
then
if I do something else drastically?
What do you mean?
Like give it up?
Okay,
Oh, see, it's so easy for you.
yeah, that's up to
get a
you.
lot of agreements with me that you're not admitting here, and that's.
I'm fine with you moving out. I'm fine with you
I
moving
bet.
that mobile home
The,
off
the-
that
the mobile
property.
home has to leave is what it amounts to.
Yeah, okay.
But what I'm proposing,
What if I destroy it? What if I take it to salvage yard, tear it apart, and take it to
well,
salvage?
take it to a salvage yard, it's off the property at that point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
said
then-
if I could move it, if it's not hooked up to anything, if nobody's living in it, can I move it down the driveway for demolition of it?
When
Well,
is
I
this
can't
gonna,
even get my backhoe running
when is this gonna happen?
when we get above 30.
That's the problem.
Above 30, so Friday? 35 for
I mean,
Friday?
at $10 a day, if it's a month from now, then the fine's stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
At whatever time that comes off, the fine stops. But we had said last month that you had until this meeting to get it off with
And
no
if I
fine.
let somebody else take the land over, then.
And Josh, was it the
Long as
last
the
meeting or the
trailer's
meeting
gone.
before you had said it?
Long as the trailer's
What was that
gone.
dollar amount for a fine?
I said 150, but it,
And from what I
that was
researched
just
on
off the
it,
top.
Right.
you can't impose a $150 fine right off the bat.
This isn't right
It
off the
starts
bat.
at 50, goes to 7,500, then 150.
Where are you getting that from?
What I'm getting on the internet from
We, c-
the board's
The internet's different from
rules and
reality.
regulations. For Saratoga, it's there.
if we get our attorneys involved, it's gonna be $100 a day. But if that's what he wants, we can do that.
I don't want it, but I don't
We don't either.
understand
Well,
where,
Richard,
Right, but
4 years
where am I
ago,
gonna go and live?
I'm proposing an option that
That's
would get you
not-
to June.
At $10 a day?
Right. That's less than a lot rental would be in a mobile home park.
$10 a day or until you remove that from your property.
You said you've tried to get it into mobile home parks. You would have to pay a mobile home rental at that point.
I have a person that has the means to dispose or do whatever you want with that trailer, willing to do it because, and pay for it.
Okay.
But you still gotta get everything out of it.
okay?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do, throw it in the woods? You know, I understand this isn't your problem, but I didn't think it was gonna get this bad. I didn't think if I move it from here 5 miles over to here in the same township, I can have it over here for 2 years.
That's a mobile home park. That's where they belong. Where you put it, it did not belong. You didn't ask permission to put it there, you put
I
it there.
didn't put it there. You know that.
We know that.
It was put on your behalf. Whether you
Yeah.
gave him permission, whether you put it there yourself, it was put on your
I
behalf.
didn't
You've
get-
now been living there since 2021.
Okay, can I ask you another thing? And it's just asking. I asked you before, and you kind of barked at me and said that, and I wasn't blaming anybody, but 3 years, I didn't hear anything from anybody.
Oh, that's not
What is
true.
your
Well, I mean,
I got letters here, I got notes here. You were contacted in 2019 on June 9, or in
2009.
not in, on June 19th. You were contacted, I have tons of letters here, Richard. I don't know how you can say that. What do you think would be fair that we could do at this
I asked
point
if
now?
I could-
After 4 years,
No, no, I
really?
understand that.
Okay, what's fair
I-
to you? What would you do if somebody
I'll
promised
get rid
you?
of it. I told you, you got my word.
We've
I
had
just-
your
I
word for
haven't-
4
I haven't
years,
been back to
Richard.
work yet. I went and talked to Gene today about it. I asked Sandy about the campground, if I can move my camper over there. I have asked people, and I do got people that can help me move it or help me recycle it.
Okay,
Either way,
well then,
I just have no place to live.
okay.
I'm working somehow with Dan Spalding.
We've offered you $10 a day to stay in that house, or some of the board has. I would not be in favor of it, but that's
It would have to
beside
go
the
through a
point.
vote. It's not even sure that that would go through.
What did I
That's
do
what
to
I'm,
you?
would possibly propose if you would agree to it. But if you're not gonna agree to it, there's no sense trying to put that motion through.
I got no other choice
No other choice than what?
but to agree.
Really? Because you just told me that that wasn't possible, that you couldn't do that.
I'm not working yet. If I was working, we wouldn't even be here. I make enough money to do that. I have my own truck.
Brian, do you have anything to say, Josh?
As far as the
Carl?
fine, I did have a little idea on the fines. Start out at $10 per day, starting February 1st, and then pay the fine by the 1st of every month. Failure to do that would be immediate eviction, immediate removal, if you didn't pay it on a regular basis. Starting out at $10 a day for the first month. That'll get you through to the, every March 1st. And then every month, it would go up another $10 a day. So then March would be $600. Then the next month would be $900, then $1,200, $1,500, until you get rid of it.
And this applies to everybody that had the same deal I had?
You're
In
the only one.
You're the only one.
You're the only one who
You're
has
the
this
only one.
deal.
I am, huh?
You are the
Yes.
only one
No,
that
there's
was
other people.
granted. You were the
There
only
is other
one.
people.
There's other people with mobile homes, but they are zoned for mobile homes
They were
in
told
their
the
areas.
same thing I was.
No, they weren't.
It's here
Well,
to build.
You'd
your
have to
house.
bring somebody's name up and
Well,
lot.
Josh has been on the board the longest. Do you remember any?
I don't know of anybody else that's got
Kayla?
permission. What?
Kayla?
I don't know.
Kayla who?
I do remember that. She's on,
Was that from a house fire?
no, she bought some property. Actually, it is zoned for a mobile home. It is zoned for a mobile home.
Where is it?
Some areas of the Saratoga are zoned for mobile homes
Evergreen.
on private property.
The first section?
Yeah, she bought some
But
property in
yours is
Springfield.
not.
I do remember that.
On 40-acre woods.
It's,
That house is existing.
I mean, I don't know, I'm just
I
asking.
did not do the zoning.
Does that exist?
I do not have that authority.
We give her
That's through
permission to
plan
bring in mobile
commission and all
homes.
that.
And, I don't remember the whole extent of it, but
Well, we'll have to look into that.
And there's a container too in Saratoga, right off 73.
There's lots of containers.
I couldn't have one though.
Not at the time, no. Well, we've been on this subject for 20 minutes. What do we want to do? Somebody want to make a motion, or?
I think $10 a day rent's pretty fair for what we've been.
Richard, does $10 sound fair to you? Are you okay with that? I'm trying to find a way to reasonably keep you there until it gets warm.
Whatever.
Well, I can tell you right now, if we get to a point where we have to get the lawyers involved to get a payment on that, that's gonna have to go up, because the lawyer fees are gonna get higher than that. So I'm trying to make an agreement with you that we can get through. So, is there anything else that you would like to propose? Otherwise, we can't do it for nothing. We've already told you that either needs to come off or fines we're gonna start. When do you think you'll be back to work?
I don't know, it's I don't know. I gotta go do my physical because I've been out of the truck since last March. So there's a lot of, being a commercial driver, I have to go have another physical done. And
All right.
You said you have people to help you get rid of that trailer.
yeah, man. Yeah,
When can you have that trailer gone?
it's cold, it's frozen.
When? I know what it is
Give
outside.
me till June.
Why June?
Why June? Because I have to find another place to rent. I have to move everything out of that trailer house. And I have to do all this in the sub-zero weather.
It's
I
not
have
sub-zero
tobacco, I have
in
the
March,
means
it's
to
not
do it.
sub-zero in April, it's not sub-zero in May. That's 3 months right there. A lot of people buy new houses or move in all weather.
Absolutely.
See, the thing is, we ask you a question, and you get defensive right away.
I'm not getting defensive. I'm
I'm
bummed out.
asking you,
This is
you
a
have
dream of mine. And
you
I've
have-
had it since I've been a little kid. And I don't think I'm really doing anything that wrong.
What's
but
your dream?
homesteading some land.
What's your dream?
What do you mean, what's my dream? To put a log cabin up out there.
Okay, and all we want you to do is move a trailer off the property. You can keep the property.
When I'm at my lowest. You're not asking me this when I'm making $7,000 a week.
What were you making for money 3 years ago?
That's how I bought everything. You
You're
think
making good money.
plunging into that woods, almost 2,000 feet, was cheap? I didn't have no help, it was just me. And I didn't ask the guy to bring the trailer house out there.
Then you should have told him to get rid of it. And you've
What-
been living in
If the
it.
trailer
They
house,
knew about it before I got off the road.
Richard, if the trailer house wasn't there right now, where would you be?
I don't know.
So say the guy never brought the trailer. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, something would have been done different.
Oh,
If we'd addressed this when it was dropped off and I wasn't in town. I didn't tell the guy to drop it off out there.
We haven't voted yet, but we're proposing a very small
I
amount of
gotta
$10
do
a
what you
day
guys are telling me to do.
until the trailer's moved. It's not $10 a day until June. It's $10 a day until you can get the trailer moved.
Until June.
It could be.
You can
could be
take it until June.
It could be 40 degrees in 3 weeks and you'd move half of it out in a day. We don't know. It's not gonna be sub-zero forever.
I asked if I could pull it out of where it's at. No septic, no well,
And put it
no
where?
electric.
And put it
Can
away.
I pull it down and tear it apart in the lower part of the yard? I was told no.
Well, if he's,
If it's detached,
it's on its way out at that point.
How long?
Well, exactly. How long? Another 4 years? Hopefully not.
no, sir.
So how long do you think that would take?
I don't know. It's bitter.
Every
cold.
inch it makes it towards the end of the driveway is closer to being removed, which is closer to stopping the $10 a day fine.
But where is he gonna live?
That's what I'm saying, in my minivan.
That's,
And
I
we're
mean,
in talks
I
with
understand.
Dan,
I
and
mean,
Dan
I'm
wants to
saying,
talk
how
with you,
can-
Lorelei.
He looks at us and says, well, where am I gonna live? But then he says, well, why can't I move to the end of the road?
No, I'm not asking to move to the end of the road.
To the
I'm
lower
saying
part of the
if I
property where it
did-
won't be hooked up, sir. So you can't live in it.
Right,
So where are you gonna live?
I don't know.
I'm just,
I,
your responses aren't making any sense.
when I complied, when they told me to get rid of the container, I got rid of the
You
container.
do not comply, sir. That's why we're here. Since 2021, you haven't complied.
Richard, if we do the $10 a day, would you come in monthly and pay it?
If I can.
Okay. I'm done.
I have never lied to you guys, ever, about anything.
All I'm asking.
And I'm telling you
So
the
you will
same
come in
thing.
monthly and pay
If
it.
I can.
that's the start.
If, I would agree to this if he comes in monthly to pay this, $10 a day, the first of the month, and if it's not paid for by the 5th, the attorneys get involved. That's a 5-day grace period. That's all I'm willing to do. I'm done with
And
this
then the
whole
fine will go
thing.
up to $100 a day.
Then the fine,
which
it
is
goes to
what?
the lawyers. No,
Which was-
if he's late, it goes to
okay.
the lawyers.
Yeah.
All right, so
And that's done.
you're talking the 1st to the 5th, are you talking paying for that next month or paying for the
So
month
starting
previous?
February 1st, he can live in there until the 28th of February, and then March 1st through the 5th, he has to pay
For
for
February's
February.
fines.
So that's $280, has to be in this office between March 1st and March 5th. If it's not
first-
here, it goes to the
Your first
attorney.
fine payment would be March, that gives you a month and almost a
Month
half.
and a half.
Does that sound doable?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
what if I have another option? To bail and let Dan take it over.
Then it's his
And
problem.
Dan, we're working on something there. So it could be done before that.
Then
Then the fines is.
have Dan talk to us.
If the ownership in that changes, have them come in and discuss.
Have Dan Spalding get a hold of me.
Okay, I'll make a motion that starting February 1st, the fine will be $10 a day up until,
June 1st?
yes, up until June 1st. And that the payment will need to be made, the fine payment will need to be made at the end of each month between the 1st and the 5th of the month following. And if these terms are met,
Okay, when does it start again? When do I have to come in with the 280?
March 1st.
March 1st.
March 1st, yes.
And that 280 will be for?
February.
February.
Now,
And
March
then-
is gonna be different.
March has 31 days, so
I
that's gonna be
appreciate
310.
this, I really do, you guys. And,
That just gets you till June.
well, I'm just telling you,
After June,
I'll get up again and go.
these payments are gonna go to, then we're gonna get into where
No,
these
we
payments,
won't.
these
I promise
fines
you
are
it
where they
won't,
need to
no.
be.
It won't
So-
go further than this, I promise you.
I guess I think I got my point across for the most part. Do you need anything else, Paulette, for that?
You've started your sentence at the end, if these
Okay.
terms are met, and then
I-
I lost the rest
They
of
can
it.
continue
so-
till June first.
They can continue till June 1st, yeah, let's
Okay.
keep that.
Because at June 1st, that's just the payment for the previous month.
Right. Right, we'd still need the
So
payment
actually,
there.
it ends, actually,
And then
the day before, June 1st.
And if they're paid after the 5th of the month. the
All right, so
attorney
that'd
will-
be April 30th?
No, May.
Yeah,
May 31st.
that's May 31st.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you read it back, please?
The fine, $10 a day up until June 1st, then payment made at the end of each month between the 1st and the 5th of the following. If these terms are met, they can continue into May 31st.
Better put June 1st, 2025.
If, and then if they're paid after the 5th of the month, the attorneys will be contacted immediately, and it will be at the courts. Yeah?
Sounds good to me.
So March 1st is the first 280 payment here.
Yes.
That's for,
Okay.
Okay, Chase made a motion. Do I have a second?
Paulette ready?
Sure.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Motion carries. Richard, this is a non-negotiable.
yes, ma'am. I
This
understand.
really is the last,
No, hey,
so.
we won't talk about it again.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay.
And I do hope you get your cabin.
I wanna see a cabin
It's so
there too.
close, man, so close.
I wanna see a cabin there too.
This really has nothing to do with not wanting you off the property altogether. I wanna see I'd like to see the cabin there, but it's just about town policies.
I understand, I do.
So,
Okay, let's move on.
Sign and remove.
Okay,
Borderline, sorry.
open seal bids. We're good.
yeah, you're good.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you on the first.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have two sets of bids.
Okay.
First is from the current carrier, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay,
I'm
these
gonna
are
hand
bids
you-
for the town insurance.
Yep, I'm gonna hand you, oh, you got a knife, perfect.
Sorry.
No,
Go
you're good to
ahead,
go.
just
Yep,
don't stand
yep,
up.
so I got
Probably
that
better
one.
than
The other packet that we did receive, they sent it to me via email, and I said, I asked for them to be sealed, and then they did put them sealed in the Dropbox, but they did send them via email, but I didn't even look at it, so.
I will say I have a little bit of an issue with sending that through the email first.
Well, they weren't here, I didn't see the email, and none of the board members have seen the email. So, I'm fine, but, regardless, we will review them, and they are offered the opportunity to come next month.
Oh, how many copies did you make?
Pardon? Should be copies for
These are all the
everybody.
same thing?
Yeah, they should be.
There's
This is for,
this too.
We got the business owners policy.
That's different.
wait a minute, we got two different
Application.
ones here.
This is the one I just opened here.
Oh, this is for the one you just opened, and this is just, okay.
So there's a workman's comp and a business owners.
This guy here.
Why do we got workman's comp?
Well, we
Is
need
that-
workman's comp.
Is that what we had before?
That goes with the big.
Yeah, we had workman's comp.
This is Horton?
No, that's,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so there's,
Okay, I got it.
One of
I
each
got
of
it.
those.
Yeah, I got it,
I don't think you have this.
right. All right,
You have
so
copies?
your job will be to take these home, look them over, compare them, and then at the next meeting, we will listen to the insurance company's spiel, and then we'll make a decision. Sound good to everybody?
Sounds good.
Okay,
Some homework, man.
you got homework.
That's.
All right.
Before we go on, does anybody know if there's a summary page of everything put together?
Well, the rural looks like there's a summary right on the top there.
No, that's not a summary, that's the whole
That
thing.
scares me.
You think?
Yeah.
What scares you?
Now, she just seen the dollar amount and it's significant.
For both?
Between the two.
Oh, big difference between the two?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see there is. Okay, let's put this aside. So, let's see, updates since the previous meeting, Constable not here?
Nope, but he did provide a written report that he asked
All right.
to share with everybody.
Is that something fresh in the box?
It should be in your packet, I think.
Garbage cans and right away, that's gonna be a new thing, huh? You know, I kinda have an issue with that. I'll tell you, we had some wind last week, and my garbage cans were in the middle of the road when I came home.
I seen many garbage cans tipped over
Yeah,
before the truck come back.
So when I seen that, I did send a message to Brandon, because I know, like, some of the days that I was doing stuff for Dad, there were cans that were sitting on the road where Waste Management placed them there, cause I know I didn't leave this can there. And so I had addressed that with him, and I said to Brandon, I said, is that what's going on? He says, no, this is extended periods of time that they are
Oh.
leaving their cans out there.
okay.
So it's not.
I think some people leave them out, just
I see a lot of
Keep 'em
people.
back,
all
yeah,
the time.
yeah, but it sounds like a habitual.
I seen a lot of people pulling back off the road though.
And a couple of these were from our last meeting. I see a couple of these violations here that, are being addressed from our last meeting. We had some concerns. All right, anybody got any questions or anything you wanna discuss about any of this?
I'll talk to Brandon.
Yeah, you can do that. Okay, anybody else? All right. Let's move on to the building inspector, and I see we have another new house. Nice,
that was the one from the early, that had an early start last year.
yeah. Good. So we had 18 new homes in 2024. Did everybody see that? That's what's keeping our population over 5,000. All right. Anybody, any discussion? No? Okay. Zoning administrator, I don't think I really have anything. We're working on our zoning document. Throughout the year, we have to, make changes when we have land splits, or when we notice a typo error, or when we want something clarified. And right now, the plan commission is, overlooking it and making sure that all of those items that have popped up during the year are being addressed, and then we will take it to the county. If need be, we will bring it back for, approval of the town, but I don't know that we added anything that's going to need that at this time.
Not yet.
But we're only about a third of the way into it. We received the building application from the state for the, hotel over here. So they did move forward in expanding their venture.
That's Embers?
Embers, yes, thank you, I couldn't remember the name. Anything else? I think that's about it. I'm working with ATC to permit the new the new enclosed utility, electrical utility facility. It's gonna be over, I believe it's on Ranger Road. They're enlarging the one on Ranger, and then, she wants to take out permits tomorrow morning, so I'm meeting with her at 8 o'clock to go over the permits that are needed.
They're building another building there, or?
It's gonna be another, like, station, transfer station, kinda like what's behind me, between Ranger and Church. There's that enclosed
okay.
fenced-in area. So, yeah, so they've gone through all the state submittals and approvals, and then she, asked what permits she needed. She needs a conditional use permit, which will bring it to the plan and the board, and then, the commercial tracking permit, and then a fence permit. So, that should cover everything. But it'll get here for everybody to review. At this point in time, they're just filling out the permits. I think that's about it. it's been pretty quiet. It usually is during the winter, which we all appreciate, not getting too cold. Road crew, Caston, you're here.
I
You
am.
braved the weather.
I did. It was crazy, but I made it.
What do you got for us?
Our tractor is still at Service Motor, getting fitted for the loader. They had to order some parts, that's why it's taking longer than planned.
Okay.
But it should be done within the next week or so. I hope. As far as the hall furnaces go, I see that the two south units are working. I think they're still waiting on parts for one of the north ones.
Right. So what happened is, we were notified that one of the furnaces were out. So we called the repairman. He came in and went up on the roof and said, yep, 2 of them are out. So then he ordered parts and they came over to repair them, and I think the parts were wrong.
Oh, that's what happened.
And so he came back and then he did do the repairs, and then while he was here, another furnace went out. And he did note that the filters hadn't been changed in a long time and that we had gotten hit by hail recently. So he's filling out a form for adjustment for a claim for our insurance company. Unfortunately, I think Paul had said we have a $1,000 deductible, but we'll see where that goes. We may check into getting something that's more efficient and cheaper and quieter. So his input was very valuable the day that he was here. So we're kind of looking to that, but we got our heating bill for that hall for last month, just for the hall, $600, just for gas to
How
heat.
much was it for the shop?
400 and,
something.
yeah,
Oh, we're that much cheaper than the hall. Not bad.
yeah, it's insulated pretty good, I mean, compared to the hall, you know,
And
the
Lori
hall-
doesn't touch the heat.
the whole, and she, yeah, she isn't even in there, she's in the kitchen area, so,
Yeah.
And that's controlled in the EMS office.
yeah. So, it's just the way the building is made, it's block, you can't insulate block. So, yeah, and it's gonna be worse, the next bill will even be higher,
Yeah,
so,
that will have that cold snap.
yeah, so we might get on, on board with insulating from the inside, I don't know what we're gonna do there yet. So you got anything else for us?
Otherwise, everything's going good.
Okay.
That's all I got.
The roads have been pretty decent, a little bit of ice.
Yeah, we fought that cold snap to get salt down before everything froze the hard pack. It worked for the main roads, as much as it could.
Yeah, they use a brine in the county, don't they? Or don't-
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will never do brines though.
No,
That'll cost a lot to get into.
yeah, and it wrecks my truck, thanks.
Yeah, well, this wrecks your truck. It's salt and sand wrecks your truck too.
Yeah, not as
There's
bad as
really no
brine,
getting
though.
Yeah, there's really no getting away from it.
All right, anybody have any questions? Thank you.
No problem.
You may leave if you are so
Yeah.
inclined.
I might as well. Thank you.
You're welcome, thanks for coming in, Catherine.
Yep.
I,
Okay, Plan Commission, Josh, you're on board.
You mentioned the zoning ordinance already. We're, like you said, about a third of the way, just over a third of the way through that. Working on, some sort of storage unit ordinance, to address some of our storage unit issues. And also looking at, updating our sign ordinance as well. So, we took a month off, in December, so we were back at it this month, and we will have another meeting on February 12th.
Okay. And we should clarify, those are self-storage units, not storage containers.
Oh, yes.
Just so everybody knows. We had some issues with things going on in some of them and just the placement, so we're looking to address some of the things that we can. All right,
We got nothing else?
thank you. Anybody have any questions for John?
No, he's coming up later here, so.
Okay, clerk, Paulette.
We're getting a lot of calls about the garbage map for 2025, and that is on our website in 2 different places. So on the homepage, says garbage and recycling 2025, and then under resident info, that's, so it's two
Perfect.
places but the same map, but that's probably the biggest question, and just working on different reports that I have to do yearly and getting ready for another election.
Has the map changed from last year?
No,
Okay.
no, but it's just nice for like if there's holidays or people
Oh,
that don't
get
put.
the calendar on it.
Yeah,
They're,
yeah.
they're wanting to know like when's the recycling,
Yeah,
they're concerned.
I keep a copy of it on my, door by my,
My recycle bin's filled every time, so I know, but like I know my dad, he maybe takes it out once a month, so.
I live alone and take it out all the time. Maybe I recycle too much.
He goes out to eat all the time.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Paulette? Okay. Just to, since we're talking about the,
Oh, yeah.
then we have our recycling events dates. You can see them behind me, but September 13th, we have the clean sweep. May 10th and October 11th, we have the electronics. And then April 26th and October 25th, we have the bulk, large item drop-off. We did note that Rome has a continuous recycling event going on. So when they're, what do they call it?
At their transfer station.
At the transfer site. When their transfer site is open, the Rome people can take their stuff there and dispose of certain electronic items. So they were good enough to send me the information. When I contacted them, I said, I don't want Saratoga people using your site, so if we can correlate and work with the same type of deal, that we would like to do that. And the information that I got were, they do like a storage container, and inside that are the boxes that they collected the electronics on. And then when those boxes get full at the transfer site, they come and get them at no charge to the town. I'm waiting to see how it goes with Rome. No, we actually got a grant for our recycling event, and so our grant ends in May. So it gives us time to see what happens in Rome and also to take care of our own electronics recycling event. And then we can make a decision then. So, okay, Billy Joe, you're up. How's taxes going?
Going good, actually.
She's lying because she was pulling out her hair the other day.
No, taxes actually is going pretty well. So they have till January 31st to bring in their make their tax payment. They can do it online by mail in our office on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at the town office, or at the Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, Monday through Friday, during lobby hours. So otherwise, everything is going good. And
So
dog
it-
licenses are due by March 31st.
So at the bank, they have to come into the lobby to pay?
Correct.
Oh, good to know.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know that myself. All right.
Yep, and they can do it from the privacy of their own home, so they don't even have to go out and get cold.
But you'll want to come here because they like to talk to Billy Joe. I see it every day, people coming in, visiting, oh, I know you. It's kind of nice to see that everybody knows everybody. Small town,
We
right?
got good residents, that's why.
Yeah, we do have excellent residents, yeah. All right, anything else? Nothing? Anybody for the treasurer? All right, let's go on. Informational announcements by board members. Carl,
Not necessarily an announcement, but a question.
okay,
The metal carports,
yes,
like you can buy at Menards or
Yep.
whatever. Can them be used on commercial properties
for what?
for storing of vehicles, service call type vehicles? So they're out of the snow.
I would have to say, if it's a carport and it's anchored, my gut would say yes.
Well, the only anchoring would be the spikes they drive down into, just so it don't blow.
Then
over
I
the
would
wind.
say, as a commercial
Yeah, it's a
entity,
commercial, it's a commercial.
I would say
that
don't
has
do
to-
it, because those anchors are just like what you tie your dog up with.
Right,
And if we would get high winds,
yeah.
it's gonna pull that right out, and it's gonna hit that vehicle underneath and
Right.
cause so much damage.
Right.
So I would say, unless you anchor it correctly, and it's rated for a a decent snow load, I'd say stay away from them, but, they would be allowed if they were anchored,
Yeah, even though it's a commercial property.
even though it's a
Okay.
commercial property.
That was the question. The rest of
Yeah.
it has all been,
Yeah, and
you know,
it would, yeah, it would really depend,
okay, because I looked, I couldn't find anything either
Yeah.
way
yeah.
on the ordinances. so-
No sides, no front, no
No.
back, just the roof,
He wants sides,
then no.
okay,
That takes it out of a carport.
okay,
Now you're into a structure,
okay,
so, yeah. That's that fine line.
okay. Very good, that's fine.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, no, I have nothing. Oh, isn't that exciting?
I guess the only thing I got is we met with Keller on the third, I think it was, or no, sixth, yes. And came up with a list of needs as far as structures, you know, what we would need for storage and offices. They're gonna be coming back in a month, so I think it's February 3rd, is it?
February 3rd.
And we got another meeting then to discuss what they come up with for square footage. Still won't have any design, anything drawn, but
Can I expand on that a little bit?
sure.
So we hired Keller Corporation, or Incorporated, or whatever it's called. It's a contractor, and what they do is they determine what is the best use of your properties, whether it be to tear them down, to remodel, to expand, based on the criteria that we give them as a town. And the criteria we gave them was pretty much what we already know, that the hall, you know, it kind of leaks air, and it needs some plumbing and electrical work, and voting is kind of a pain, but we don't know as a town what to do with these buildings. Should we keep them and fix them, or should we think about building? And this is a good time for us to have this conversation, because we do have another solar array coming in, and we would not have to raise taxes. We've already talked to the bank and everything, and we have a budget. So if something is going to be done here in Saratoga for the town's buildings without raising taxes, this is an excellent opportunity. So we are looking into fixing what we got, or building something new, whatever has to be done. We have a lot of issues here. So, I guess that's why we hired Keller. Is that pretty much on point?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So are they gonna come up with, when they came?
They're gonna come up with
they're gonna-
recommendations.
They're gonna come up with something written that,
Yep.
okay, good deal.
Yep.
You any idea when?
February 3rd, we're talking again. They're gonna tell us, how much square feet we need for each entity that we are looking at. So, like Public Works needs a parts room, or they'll tell us how much room we need for parts room. The Public Works is probably the pusher on this, one of the pushers, because they're lacking so much, because they're so outdated. And we want them to be safe, and we want them to have space to work, and not have to look outside in the middle of winter from the inside. So, there's a lot of reasons that we are contacting Keller, but previously, other administrations, and I totally understand this, it's overwhelming to see the amount of money things cost, and you don't know where to start. And we need somebody to help us, to tell us where to start, so,
And they did give us a bit of a sticker shock.
Oh, yes.
You
yeah.
know, if everything had to be rebuilt, they gave us a number of, could be up to 3.5 million.
Yeah,
Um,
that is,
That
that
doesn't mean
is,
it's gonna be that high.
Yeah.
Some of that could be remodeled, you know, to compensate,
Yeah.
take off, but,
And that's what they're gonna do, they're gonna kinda get some plans together for that.
well,
Right.
right, they're gonna kind of assess what kind of shape those buildings are in and what it'll take to
right,
They'd make things work.
They've kinda come to the conclusion that the area where the EMS is and that's probably not gonna be able to be saved.
That's kind of what I
But
thought.
possibly the rest of the hall might,
Yeah.
but whether it's worth it or not is a different story. So,
yeah, it was a sticker shock, but again, that was the high end, I don't see us,
but even on that, the payments from the solar.
oh, that would well cover it,
Would-
yeah, and
would cover
still
these.
give monies, still have monies left over, yearly, and the loan would be for a 20-year loan, and then the solar usually goes for 30. So, but nothing starts today.
No.
This is all,
Oh, yeah,
this is
all
all
cloud.
like cloud knowledge.
Yeah.
And we wanna keep the people as involved as possible, and this is all we know at this point in time.
Their goal is to have something that we could possibly present at our annual meeting in April. Because it needs to start at the planning commission, so they need to be able to we need to take it to that first. And then needs to go in front of a public meeting as well.
Yeah.
So that April would be the best timeline to
And
get
that-
it in front of that.
And that's just to look at it. This is not, it's not anything
Not
about
making
money or,
decisions
no,
nothing, just to,
no,
yeah,
no,
To
no.
proceed.
Yeah, just to show the people, this is what
Mhm.
we are thinking, what do you think?
Very good.
And we want the people to be involved. I mean, it is us. We're all taxpayers here. We all wanna know and control how we're gonna pay. And Billy Joe, I seen you go, what? So what was that for?
Oh, I'll discuss it later.
Okay, all right. All right, Josh, we're up to you.
I got nothing.
Okay. Okay. Brian?
I don't have anything. I had some, again, contacts from citizens, but I handled them through Brandon, so,
Good,
yeah,
that's great. That's good.
it's good for me too.
It's nice that we can all talk to each other without having to, make it all hard, I guess. All right, approval of the previous minutes. Let's take a look at those. Oh, I
did
guess
not
I
see
did.
anything wrong myself.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes from,
You have a,
Yeah, Billy
Okay.
Joe Kessler provided the treasurer's report. Tax collection has become, it should be gone.
Oh, okay, sorry.
all right, yeah.
Good catch. It was spelled correct, so.
make a motion to approve the December 18th minutes with the spelling correction.
Okay, I have a motion by Josh. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
And I have a second by Carl. All those in favor?
I,
Those against? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, let's go on. Business permit for Legacy Drywall. Actually, Legacy Drywall came in to get a sign permit. And then I said, you don't have a business permit. And he says, well, I don't really conduct business. I just store my stuff there. So, but our policy is before you can get a business sign, you have to have a business. So that's what you're looking at here. So Jesse is waiting our approval so that he can get a sign permit.
I will make a motion to give him his permit.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion by Carl and a second by Chase to approve the application for business for Jesse Rouge, known as Legacy Drywall. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes.
The sign permit is checked here. Has he already applied for it?
Yes, he has. It's sitting in my desk.
Once he gets his